As I said in previous videos, I'm really sorry for the outside noise. I live on a really busy street. Can't really help it. Alright guys, your boy Ryan Thomas here with FailTech, and today I'm going to be telling you about what I used for a daily driver for about a week and found it to be pretty much one of the worst phones that I've ever used. Okay, maybe I'm being a bit harsh on it, but the Nexus 5 was an ideal phone in my head. I was using a stock Android device with a camera, a 1080p IPS screen, and a relatively good build quality. But as it turns out, none of those things really came into fruition. I have completely switched over to the 6S now, so video to come. But before we get into that, here's my video on what the Nexus 5 was like to use as a daily driver in 2017 going into 2018. So I really used this as a powerhouse. I wrote videos on it. I used it as I am using my iPhone now to use it for the notes. I was taking photos. I was using Snapchat, Instagram. I don't use Facebook now, but I was using YouTube. I was watching content on it. I was using it in the gym for my music. I was doing a lot on this phone, and I require a lot from my phone, and especially in the battery life department. And the battery life department was actually the worst of any phone I've ever used on this planet. I was getting, and I'm not joking here, Morgan, who's the owner of the phone, or was the owner of the phone, can back this up. I was getting 35 to 45 minutes of screen on time from 100 to 0 every day. I'm one of those people who turns the Bluetooth off when you're not needing it and turning Wi-Fi off when you don't need it and turning 3G. So I'm very good at turning things off when I don't need it and then turning it on, which preserves battery life. I'm also not the sort of person to leave the screen on all the time, and I do try and preserve battery life where I can, but that thing was getting me way less than an hour of screen on time a day, which was just not good enough. My 6S in comparison with a smaller battery gets me 6 hours of screen on time. Now the build quality is a completely other matter. The thing is made of plastic and it's a soft touch back, which I really liked. It felt grippy, felt good in the hand, felt like I wasn't really going to drop it, although there was a hole in the side already when I got the phone. But I dropped it the other day and it was really annoying because this room is carpeted, that's why the echo isn't so bad, but the hallway just outside that door is like a tile floor, and I dropped the phone just on the edge and it actually went over to that tile floor and completely smashed. It's now in the bin now because the battery was like almost expanding coming out of it. So the plastic and the build quality was just not very good. It was better than what I thought it was going to be, but it still cracked as from one drop. One drop, it completely demolished the phone. Next is performance. It didn't work very well over Wi-Fi for some reason, and 3G, anything connecting to an external network, or an internal network rather, it just didn't work very well. And I know this isn't my Wi-Fi because I did try it on 4G as well. It had exactly the same problem. It was just very slow at networked tasks. I'm not really sure why this is, but it just was for some reason. I live in Cornwall, the UK. Maybe it's different for people in India, who I know are a big demographic, or people in Saudi Arabia or the US or Canada. It may differ for you, but for me, I was definitely getting some networked issues on 7.1.2. Now, leading into that clearly isn't the supported OS, but I was running Lineage and I modified the cheese out of that phone. Don't want demonetization. So I put Lineage on it, I put the Nova launcher on it, I put a bunch of different text packs on it and stuff like that, like different icon packs, and it all looked very good and it was kind of minimal. There weren't too many background tasks, and that's what I liked about it. I was trying to maximize battery life, remember? And the ability to customize that phone was incredible. I'm definitely going to be buying a phone similar to that in the future so that I can do ROM reviews. I have been promising you guys ROM reviews for a long time, but I was going to use that phone to do the ROM reviews, and then I dropped it for God's sake. So I'm going to be trying and getting another phone, and I'll talk about that in a future video because there's some kind of implications with that. So what about things that were good about the device? Well, the screen was amazing until it broke. It was a 5-inch 1080p IPS panel that was very vibrant. It was very color accurate. The viewing angles were great. The size was nice as well, and the bezels weren't too big on the screen, so it actually felt quite immersive. And I'm actually a big fan of the screen. That's one of the very few things that I can say is really good about the Nexus 5. The rest of the specs weren't amazing. The camera wasn't amazing. The software was definitely one of its better points. The ability to customize it was definitely better than something like an iPhone or even something like a Samsung, because it's a lot easier to get custom software on there. And I really did enjoy that about the Nexus 5, but it just wasn't up to my standards. So can I recommend it going into the future? For the software, yes. For the screen, yes. For the hardware specifications, not good. For the build quality, again, not great. The cameras, not amazing. and overall I'd give this maybe like a 4 out of 10. It just needs one of those other categories to be good. So if you are really good at replacing batteries on internal battery phones, then please do go ahead and swap that battery out and maybe put a case on it or put a solid new shell around it or something if you're really good at modifying phones, which I know you guys in India are, because I've seen my demographics, I've seen what you guys search, and it definitely points to you guys buying older phones and then maybe modifying them in some way. So yes, I have switched over to the iPhone 6s. This is only a base model, 16GB space gray, but it does everything that I want it to do and more, and cost me £200 on the dot for basically almost a brand new phone, which is fantastic. And I will be doing an unboxing, a review, comparisons, all that kind of thing in later videos, but for right now I'm going to end this here. Thank you all so much for supporting me in these videos. I am trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by next April, so if you could like the video, share it, comment and subscribe if you're new around here, that would be amazing. Of course you don't have to, and also tell me what you think about the lighting. Of course I am changing my sets around. I've got an IKEA table and a bunch of IKEA stuff. I've got like Philips Hue around me so I can change the lighting's colours and ambiance, that kind of thing. But yeah, let me know what you'd like. Maybe you'd like 2 different lights. There's also a third down here which I'm using as like a fill light, but again, give me ideas. These videos are based around the community and around the audience. Yes, I do like reviewing phones. Yes, I like iPhones, like I like Nexuses, I like plenty of different phones, but it's about you guys. So you guys send me video ideas and I'll make the videos. I've been Ryan Thomas and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.